Hello, hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have the Ace Match game number 5 between Amazon and IBM from the After Hours Gaming League Division 5 Division B week of February the 18th. Let's go ahead and jump into the game and introduce these players. Spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner of this map, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Amazon, as Amazon has always been red in this best of 5 series. It is going to be Amazon's Richye, the Protoss player who has actually played a Protoss versus Terran in game number 1 and managed to win it. Looks like Amazon feels comfortable enough that they're going to send out Richye one more time to try and clinch this ace match for their team against his opponent. Spawning up here in the top right hand corner of the map as the blue Zerg we have representing Team IBM is going to be IBM's Variance, and this is a Zerg player we have not actually seen in today's best of 5 series. He's currently 2-1 in the AHGL, currently 1-0 actually in Zerg versus Protoss, so that sounds pretty favorable for him. We'll have to wait and see how he decides to play this out. There's definitely a lot of possibilities for a Zerg player in this matchup right now. Now, what I would be expecting to see out of our Amazon player over here, Richye, is probably some sort of, forge, fast expand. Now, there have been some messings with a gateway expand from Protosses sometimes, but it can be a little bit risky. Sometimes I have seen it be a little bit difficult to hold off some kind of very early pool all-ins, but of course we don't see that from Variance. Regardless, we don't see that from Richye either, so probably just going to be seeing a normal forge fast expand. Eventually go ahead and get up that mothership core. That's going to be very, very vital to allow him to just do some slightly cut defensives. He doesn't have to get quite as many sentries. He can use that photon overcharge to defend against a lot of types of all-ins. And then meanwhile, this probe going to be as annoying as possible, trying to delay this hatchery as long as possible. So 2 drones are going to be pulled off, but that is not going to be enough to take out this annoying pesky little pylon that's going to be built. And of course, Richye doing the smart thing, just going over to the 3rd expansion, because Zergs love to just take their natural expansion over at their 3rd expansion. And he's going to make sure to be as annoying as possible over there as well. He has planted down his Nexus. His Forge is finished up, so he can actually be super duper annoying. It looks like, he's going to, just barely missing the block on that hatchery over there. He could have delayed another hatchery even longer. Does actually lose the probe. That's a bit of a mistake, trying to mine those minerals, but shouldn't actually be too costly in the game as long as he does manage to get out a probe on the map. You want to have a probe out on the map just so that you have the opportunity to build some pylons and just be as annoying as possible with later aggression. Now, we do end up seeing a drone scout coming in at just the perfect timing, really well practiced by IBM's Variance, getting in right before that cannon actually has an opportunity to finish. And that cannon was actually built, I think, around the same time as that gateway, so really well done and really well practiced by IBM's player Variance. In the meanwhile, he will have an opportunity to see when those gas timings are, and that gas timing has actually just begun. We have 2 gas guys going down for Richye around the 4:30 mark, 4:15 mark. So it wouldn't be too surprised if we ended up seeing these 2 gas guys go down, but somewhere time between 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Just some small little timings for any Protoss player out there. And of course, behind all this, Variance is just droning up because he knows he doesn't have to worry about anything for a little bit. He knows that his Protoss opponent is basically committed to just getting up this expansion. This is super duper standard play and wouldn't be expecting anything else but that. And we do have 1 gateway being added on. Don't actually have any pylons in the main, which is kind of interesting. This drone is actually going to be still alive until that cybernetics core finishes up and a sentry or a stalker does pop out to actually pick off that drone. It's going to be the most annoying drone in the world. I'm actually surprised he didn't even go for a gas block, considering, how long he's managed to keep this alive. In the meanwhile, finally have that pylon being planted down over in the main base. So we'll probably see some tech going down over there. You can actually throw down the tech over the natural expansion, but with the prospect of this Overlord just kind of inching and rearing its head over into the natural expansion, it's going to be a little bit hard to hide the tech over there. In the meanwhile, we do have HD Variance just continuing to drone up. Would likely be seeing some gas come out. Oh my god, he actually still has not grabbed any gas geysers. Just now grabbing those 2 gas geysers over the national expansion. Oh my god, he actually doesn't have any drones mining over there. I am really curious what this is about. If he is, okay, it looks like he's just now transferring his drones over. This is kind of a late time to transfer some of those drones over. It looks like he just wanted full saturation over in his main base and his natural expansion, and now he's going to send all of his newly produced drones over to his third base. But still, this is a very late timing for those two gas guys. I mean, he's not even going to have enough gas reserving speed. He's barely going to have any money for roaches for just a little bit. We do actually see two of those zealots from Richye actually walk their way across the map. They're going to be able to snipe off the queen. No, so really, no. Wow. Really great Maiko trying to save that queen, but unfortunately, Richye responds with some equally good focus firing and manages to pick off that queen. This is going to be very, very annoying for Variance. He's going to have to reproduce that queen. He's going to slow down his larva injects and just slow down his production capabilities. Might even see some of his money shoot up just a little bit, especially with no macro hatchery to boot. In the meanwhile, we do have that Roach Horn finishing up. He does have a little bit of gas starting to be mined, just now hitting 100 gas, and it looks like he did try and sacrifice an Overlord to get a good old scout off. He does manage to see a couple of those gateways being planted, so he should know that there should be at least 5 or 6 gateways right now. Doesn't know about this gateway? No, just knows about 4 or 5 of those gateways. And, I mean, he still should be a little bit in the dark. As I mean, six gateways really isn't a whole lot to be afraid of. 6 gateways from a Protoss player could just mean there's going to be some tech behind it, or it just could mean he's going to try and get a third expansion sometime in the next 2 or so, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But of course, we do see a robotic facility actually has gone down, and that does signal to me that he's probably going to be trying to be a bit aggressive. Now, it's going to come down to whether or not Variance is going to be prepared for this. Remember, he did grab that slightly later 2 gas geysers. He's going to have a little bit less gas than maybe he would like. He's going to start to produce a couple of roaches, but they're actually not going to be coming out just quite in time. Just maybe 30 seconds too late, 15 seconds too late, and that's going to allow Richye to get a fantastic position over here over at the third base. He's going to be start to working on that third expansion, and if he manages to get that taken out, that's actually going to be completely worth it. He'll be in a fantastic position. Oh no, Variance might have just had the critical blunder getting those gas guys a little bit too late, starting to produce those roaches a little bit too late. Might actually end up falling a little bit too far behind. He's doing some, oh no, Variance actually losing a couple of roaches in the situation. He does not want to lose them. Look at these Zerglings. They are not even speed Zerglings. He just did not have the gas initially to actually start producing that. And now he's going for a Spire. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, as I feel like, honestly, right now, Richye could actually just push in and just poke and prod and see, hey, how many spine crawlers do you have? How many units do you have? Oh, you don't really have any units, really? Oh, you only have 2 spine crawlers still building? Well, I guess I'll just continue to push in then. And, I mean, this is kind of a weird push from Amazon's Richye, as, I mean, there's no Mothership Core, there's nothing really special about it. He doesn't have blink, he doesn't have charge. It's just a lot of stalkers and a lot of zealots, and this is not really something you tend to see. But players tend to get some sentries out to just get some force fields, and that takes away from that army DPS. But in the meanwhile, we're just going to see a total drone pull from HD Variance, trying to get the nice surround, but does not manage to get it. It looks like Richye safely, just wisely deciding to back up, just make sure he does not get all of his units surrounded, does not want to end up losing all of them, as this is pretty much the only thing that's keeping him safe over at his natural expansion and such. He's going to try and continue this aggression, though, once he does establish some good reinforcements. Now we end up seeing the Queens trying to deal some damage, trying to get some good transfuses in there, but it's just not going to be enough. And it looks like the other queen is going to be taken out, and now the lair is actually going to be under fire from all these stalkers. It looks like there's just a focus fire going down, not even worrying about the drones, not even worrying about any of these units. Now just starting to turn around and say, oh, maybe I should just take out all the drones, because if I can take out all the drones, my opponent will have absolutely no economy. We're down 18 drones, 19 drones, so 48 drones with a GG coming out from IBM's HD Variance, and Amazon takes the best of 5 series with 3-2 victory, a very, very close series, but really, really nice aggression from Amazon's Richye with some pretty unorthodox play, I have to say, and I'm not actually sure if we even saw a single unit come out. Well, it looks like we had a single immortal come out of that robotic facility. I'm actually not even sure where that immortal is, but thanks to Heart of the Storm, I can see it is making its way across the map. It's kind of funny that he even went for the robotic facility. But with that being said, congratulations, Team Amazon. They will actually do a little bit better in their group. I believe that now they should be 2-3 in their group, whereas, or actually, yeah, 2-3 in their group, whereas IBM is going to be sitting at a 2-3 in their group actually as well. So both teams tied up in their group. That means that both teams have, equal opportunity of advancing on to the next round into the prelims. But until then, we're going to continue with the group stages. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Best of 5 series, and I will see you guys next time. Congratulations once again to Team Amazon for winning their Best of 5 series against Team IBM.